Better hurry, spark it up with no worries. Harmonious Gang with the big bro Yuriy. Hyphy, get lit just like me. Big bossed up, chop it up with Rylee. You better come with it or kick rocks, cause you now tuned in to Tent Talks. Now let's get lifted and take a shot. You are now tuned in to Tent Talks.
Boom.
Yay,
Cheers. What is up, guys?
What is up, campers?
Shout out to everyone in the chat or watching live right now or just listening in general in the future sometime. Someone could be listening 30 years from now.
That's very true.
You never know. So hello, future, potentially, or
Shout out.
past. But
Yeah.
either way,
Shout out to
boom.
the homies
Here
in
we
the
are
future.
for episode 95 of Tent Talks.
Yes.
95.
That's
We're
crazy.
so close to 100. It really takes a long time
I
to
used
hit
to
100.
say that's crazy every single episode, so I
We both did.
stopped
But it,
after you addressed it.
yeah, because it's like, what, every time we're going to be like, oh my God, no way.
But it is.
Well, that's true, but
Sometimes I'm like, damn, we're still going. Going strong.
why?
I don't know. It could have just crashed and burned, and we could have just given up.
Well, we do it because the people fuck with it. And then also, it's not like, Tent Talks is like, bringing in any revenue for us really at all.
This is literally just for fun.
This is literally just because we wanted to start it and people fuck with it. We've done it ever since. And I have to say that it's like, yeah, I never ever feel like, oh man, we're doing 10 talks, like blah, blah. It's like, I always feel like I'm excited to do it. It's like, I don't know, just a fun thing to do. Almost like I get to vent about you. And,
yeah, you're going to expose me, put me on blast.
Exactly.
Make me annoyed.
I have no, friends to vent about my girlfriend too.
Dude,
so.
I feel like this is so bright. Right
Really?
now.
Oh,
I
you
look
always
like
think that.
zombie. Because, no, I could tell because you look super white.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry, but I need the background to be lit up. And Rylee always has this battle between like, I need the background to be lit up in order for the green screen to
So
work.
the background's more important.
Yes, it is, because if we tone it down, it's gonna look really fuzzy and ugly. And it's not gonna look nice at all. It's like the background has to look nice, and in order for it to look nice, green screen needs a lot of light.
All right. Casper it is.
No, it's like we need to eat some fruit that darkens your skin tone or something. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just sick.
Shut up. All right. Anyways, here we are for episode 95 of 10 Talks. And Rylee and I, basically, we had just finished yesterday, right? Was it yesterday?
Yeah,
Yesterday
more
was
than
Saturday.
24 hours ago, yeah.
Yesterday was Saturday. We finished like at 1 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So basically yesterday, Rylee and I finished our 24-hour handcuffed to one another stream, because we said that once we hit 25K subscribers, that's what we would do as like as a promise. And we finally fulfilled it. We were a little bit late. It took us like a month or two.
Going into it, I was like so nervous. I did not want to do it. I kept putting it on hold as long as I could, and Yuriy would just be like, when are we doing the handcuff stream? We've already hit like 26K by this time.
Yeah, because people aren't saying, oh, what's going on with the handcuff stream, Rylee? They're going, what's going on with the handcuff stream, Yuriy? Because I'm the one streaming all the time. They're on my head about it, and then you're just like, yeah, whatever, next weekend, and then it never happens.
It was never confirmed until I made that announcement that one drunken night.
Oh, no, I hate the fact that you're going back and saying like, oh, it happened on a drunken night.
Did.
No, it happened on multiple episodes of 10 Talks where towards the end I said 25K. This is hey, Beans, quit it. Shh, that's not your toy, dude.
He thinks it's a toy.
I know it's not. But either way, you got used to the idea and you said yes over time.
Yes. Well, I said like I said pretty much. I would probably more than 75%.
Oh my! Now you're feeding into the theory that I forced you into this even more.
I'm not saying you forced me at all. Because in the end, I made the decision to do it.
But then
I'm just saying I was on the fence about it for a long time because I was nervous about how it was gonna go.
Oh my gosh!
I'm not saying you forced me at all.
You're like, oh, drunken night. I didn't want to do this, blah blah, all
my
this
God,
stuff.
no.
You said you were down.
I was just feeling more confident that night. That's what I'm saying. I confirmed it.
Well, anyways, we did it.
Yes.
Geez, now I feel nervous to invite you on any other streams. You're just gonna be like,
Stop.
Yuriy forced me.
Yuriy
Yuriy tied my hands behind my back.
How did
blah,
I
blah.
say that whatsoever? People just have these assumptions that I'm like tripping about things, and that's just not true. So you gotta let them think what they think. We're living our life online. They obviously don't know us personally.
Well, anyways.
But it was fun. So I'm.
Was
I'm not,
it?
It was. It started off rough. I'm not gonna lie. You could tell in my facial expressions. I was like, I do not want to fucking do this. Right before, I was like, dude, I do not want to do this. I'm not looking forward to this. I was being so negative, but I was like, you kept telling me like we have to go with this in a positive mind, or else it's gonna be miserable. Pretty much. And so as soon as we locked the handcuffs, I was like, I could either be a bitch and trip this whole time and just be in a shitty ass mood because this is gonna suck, or I could just be calm, let it happen, and let it happen. No, seriously, like just let the time roll. And like I feel like we both were on the same level where we were like calming ourselves down next to each other, like trying not to freak out about it.
But you know what helps me get through situations like that on stream is this old saying that a person, or with the power of the mind, you can make a hell of a heaven and a heaven of a hell. Mm-hmm. You could be in a hellish situation, and with the right person, they could be fucking enjoying it, being like, yo, this is awesome, you know, this looks beautiful, or whatever it is. And then you could have some guy or person in the most optimal position ever as a human, and they're just depressed and hate everything and can't be amused or happy. So just like, you can make a heaven of a hell or hell of a heaven. And if you are entering it going like, oh my God, I hate this, and just sitting there looking all frustrated, I was like, dude, this is going to be terrible if you just continue
I have
this.
to add a little bit of that, you know.
No, you don't have to add. Well, I feel like I should have added a little bit more aggravation. I should have added more.
Did.
No, I should have added more dollar push-ups.
Why are you getting mad?
I should have took more dumps.
No, you did just enough.
I'm surprised you didn't have to take a dump.
I feel like you're just scared of what people are thinking about what I'm thinking when you just know it's not the truth.
What do you mean?
Like,
I'm confused.
You're getting scared of the perception, like people are saying like I'm being I think I'm forced to do all this stuff. When that's not the truth. You and I both know that's not the truth. So, like, why are you tripping about it?
Well, when you're on stream going like, oh, man, Yuriy, I really don't want to do this. I guess I have to do this.
I'm not saying. I never said, I guess I have to do this.
I forgot what you said. But either way, now that it's done, how do you feel?
I feel fine. I was very happy to be unhandcuffed. It was super uncomfortable. I have, like, this fat-ass bruise on my wrist.
Still?
Yeah, it's like going away, but it still hurts. It's still a little tender.
So out of a 1 through 10 scale of like terribleness, 10 out of 10 is just the most uncomfortable thing of your life. Where does this fall into that terrible scale?
10 being the worst?
10 being the worst.
I would give it a 6.
A 6? Oh my God.
It wasn't too shitty, but it was shitty enough where it was like, dude, I want to just be able to go to the bathroom by myself, or I want to just go downstairs and cook something. Yeah. Or go to the store. I always get to go to the store when we do our long stream so I can get us shit.
Yeah. Honestly, you know what I was realizing later on that was really frustrating me is at first we were sitting in our normal, computer chairs and we have space around us, and then we switched to bringing this like a couch over there, and then once we were in the couch, for me to get up to like grab something on this side of the room or go to the bathroom, like both of us had to stand up and like wiggle out, and it was getting so frustrating towards the end where I was really getting affected with the damn, I can't do shit without being like, babe, can you lift your arm? Like, I wanted to stretch. Babe, can you pick up your arm too so we could both stretch? Like, yeah, that was getting really annoying.
Yeah, that was the most frustrating part.
But for me, honestly, like the most scariest part was the fact. Oh wait, I really don't want Beans doing his throwing bone around thing right now.
He's fine.
No, he just started doing it a second ago. Anyways, the biggest or the scariest thing for me was I'm not sure if it's claustrophobia, but like I don't like being like compressed or like tied down where I can't move my arms or legs. Like whenever I go to, this is honestly the reason why I feel like I might at a certain point just not go to amusement parks anymore, because I can't handle some of the, like, for example, the silver bullet at Knott's Berry Farm, the restraint thing that goes over your whole body. Once that thing goes over your whole body, you cannot go anywhere, and you cannot move. You can't wiggle out of it. You're basically stuck there. And God forbid some mechanical issue happens with that, rotating thing. Boom, you're stuck in there. They're gonna have to cut you out. Like, who knows how long that's gonna take. Like, that type of shit scares me, of being like compressed and stuck and not being able to get out. Like those roller coasters where it's just a bar. I always like specifically leave myself enough space just so I can squeeze out, because that shit like really scares me. But with this handcuff thing, it's kind of, even though it's not my whole body, it's like similar, where like I was really feeling like, dude, like I'm like tied, and like it was really getting like, I don't know, starting to bug me. But yeah, that was like the worst part. Once I got over that, which it took a couple hours, all the rest was just having to deal with like being able to do stuff together. Like roll joints was even more difficult.
Yeah. Bless you.
Thank you. But
the worst was sleeping, and definitely shit in the morning.
That was not that bad. I was so irritated, dude,
because we only had like less than 3 hours left. It was bad. That bathroom is small. There's no air circulation.
I don't want to, hashtag expose Rylee right now, but that was not that bad.
Oh, God. Handcuffed? Imagine. I purposely did not drink any coffee for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I purposely didn't chug that whole Rockstar. I took a sip of the Rockstar. But no, the shit feeling, or the feeling of needing to take a shit, did not hit me until we ate the bacon. And I forgot about that. But if I remembered, I would have not ate the bacon. But I remember that bacon makes me want to shit so bad. Instantly. Especially you gave me 3 strips. Or we got 3 strips. Dude. Yeah, that shit fucked me up. It just makes you want to poop so bad. Honestly, I think I've told this story on Tent Talks before, but one of my worst poop, like having to shit uncontrollably in not at home or just like outside in the world, happened after a bacon incident where I went to IHOP with my sisters and my mom, and they were getting like eggs and bacon and pancakes, all this other shit. And when they came to my when it was my turn to order, I was like, hey dude, this is the only time I've ever done this, and I was like, hey dude, can I just get a full plate of bacon? I was like, just like as much bacon as possible. And he's like,
always do shit like
he's
this.
like, I got you, dude. And then
he doesn't understand.
He came back with like a pound of bacon, dude, on a plate. And that was my breakfast. I ate like 20 or 25 strips of bacon. It was super delicious. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's like, it was really good. And then later on, my sister was...
That is so random.
My sister was driving me to a skates. It was like a skate spot. She was just going to drop me off there. And it's a Laurel Elementary School. Anyone who skates in Hollywood knows this place. But she dropped me off there. I started skating, and I was waiting for my homies to pull up because I told them I was like skating here, and I was like waiting for them to come through. And as I was skating, it just hits me so hard. Like, it was like I had to penguin walk, I had to waddle like anywhere. Like, I had to squeeze my cheeks or else it was over. And basically I was looking around, I didn't know what to do. There was a construction site, and I looked inside the construction site, and there was a fucking a porta potty, and I had to like finesse my way into this construction site while also clenching. It was really hard, and then I got to use the porta potty. Actually, no, I think I remember the porta potty might have been locked, and I had no other options, and I think I don't remember what I had to do, but it was an emergency.
What the fuck?
It was like the worst emergency I've ever had of like having to shit, and it was after eating like 30 strips of bacon.
I cannot believe you ordered that at IHOP. You're crazy.
Because like
you don't
as a when you're growing up, you're like, this tastes delicious. I want as much of this as possible.
You're funny.
You've never thought to yourself you would want to eat a whole plate of bacon?
Fuck no.
No. Why not?
2 strips, I'm cool.
Why? Is it because you, even as a kid, you were like, oh, that's...
No, I love bacon, dude. Like, I fucking used to love bacon as a kid.
But as a kid, you were like, oh, that's unhealthy. I loved it so
much. One time for my birthday, my aunt Steph and my uncle John, they always got me like super like funny, creative gifts.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I think there was like an episode of iCarly or Drake and Josh or something, and like they made bacon flavored gum. And I was telling... Oh,
I think I do remember something like that.
I was telling my Aunt Steph and Uncle John about it, and I was like, I wish there was bacon flavored gum, and because I love it so much. And they gave me like a whole birthday
Of
present
bacon?
of bacon shit. A bacon wallet, bacon toothpicks, bacon
What
chocolate.
the hell?
Bacon gum.
Bacon
bubble
chocolate?
Gum. They had bacon gum, so they got me the bacon gum. Like, they got me bacon everything. It was so funny. But I love bacon. But I never wanted a whole plate of it.
Imagine being a kid and
said
your
bacon gum
birthday's
'cause of the
bacon
show.
themed.
Dude.
That's pretty sick.
It was so fucking funny.
Oh, I wonder if that one little kid.
I was dying.
You know that corn kid? I bet you his birthday was corn themed
Yeah.
completely. Just like everything's corn. All the slides are like, I don't know, corn on a cob.
Yeah, I was probably like 10 years old.
That's so funny.
I was dying. I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
I
I was
don't-
like, no way. Everything I was pulling out was bacon something.
Were you happy or you were
I
like?
was just so confused. I was like, how did you find all of this?
Because as a kid, like, you know, those types of gifts are funny when you get older. But as a kid, you want something.
No,
like,
I thought it was fun. Obviously,
you
they
want
gave me like money
clothes
or like a
or-
gift card, something too that I would
Yeah.
actually love.
Okay.
But or like want. But they like love
bunch
to give
of
me.
bacon
They
shit.
always give me gag gifts, like
Oh,
stuff
okay.
that make you laugh.
No, that's funny. But I completely forgot about the whole sleeping portion of the.
I was gonna
handcuff
say we
stream.
also got very drunk and went on Omegle and did push-ups, and Yuri didn't remember that we did push-ups the next day.
That's so funny that I have no.
I was like,
memory
I
of
did
that.
like 50 push-ups. He was like, what?
There's no way I was that drunk that I forgot.
We drank
this.
that whole bottle.
Did we? Let us know in the comments, not in the chat, but let us know in the comments. Did we seem very drunk?
I'm sure we did. They were saying I was going off on people on Omegle.
You were? What the fuck? I don't, bro. There's no. I remember I was doing some, but I had no memory of it. Yeah, at that moment when we were talking about this. God damn it. But anyways, back to what I was saying. The sleeping portion, dude. That shit was the worst. I think maybe because you were handcuffed on your right hand, it might have been comfier for you. But the fact that it was on my left hand and this bed that we're sleeping on the sofa is so
Firm.
firm and thin, and I was laying straight while you were laying like a Z, taking up 75% of the bed, and I have like 10% just like lying right there, and it was so uncomfortable. And I think I asked the chat like how much hours did I sleep, and they said like 4 to 5 hours, but to me it really felt like the whole night was listening to 777, 999, Crush My Balls Yuri, and then also like me like adjusting myself. Like it was just like it was the most uncomfortable thing ever. It was like you were saying, like it felt like that plane ride all over again, where the whole thing is torturous and you keep thinking like, is it over yet? Is it over yet? No, 3 more hours, 4 more hours. And yeah, it was hella fucked. But either way.
Yeah, I agree. I was like super scared that I was gonna wake up in the middle of the night and like realize I was handcuffed and like freak out and not know why I was handcuffed or like what was going on.
Yo, honestly, the fact that we were so drunk and we went to sleep on stream and you know we didn't wake
that
up with
could
our
have happened.
we woke up with our clothes still on. That's a good thing.
Thank God.
That's honestly my biggest fear because I forgot what stream it was. It was I think the 5-day stream. It was like the Dollar Minute stream that went for 5 days, or I don't think it was the Gulag. I think it was the 5-day stream where one of the nights I went to sleep and in the middle of the night I woke up and I had to use the bathroom, whatever, or like I looked over and I was shirtless and I was like, what?
I thought you were gonna say I had a boner.
No, well, that's happened a couple times too, but I was shirtless and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, and I got so scared because I was like, I don't remember taking my shirt off. I was like, at what point did I take my shirt off? And I realized at some point I must have been sleeping, felt hot or uncomfortable and just took my shirt off. We sleep naked all the time, so it's like I wouldn't be surprised if I take the pants off too. So I was worried about something like that happening. That would be bad.
But
Slash good.
after
No.
for a while, I was gonna say that after we took the handcuffs off and we were chilling, we took a nap for a while and then we woke up. But after that, I felt like the handcuffs were still on me.
Yes,
Like
right.
it felt heavy and like
Rylee and I kept dealing with
I
it
was
the whole rest
tripping.
of the day off stream where she kept thinking like, yeah, she was attached to me still, and I kept thinking like I kept wanting to grab like a cup of water, for example, right there, and I would prevent myself from grabbing it because I would think, oh, I'm handcuffed, it's gonna be too much of a hassle. Then I would look over and be like, oh wait, I'm not handcuffed,
free.
I'm free, I could just grab this thing. And that kept happening to me the whole rest of the day yesterday. That was pretty funny. But yeah, we like after the stream ended, we ate some food, I guess, ate some snacks,
yeah, we had some snacks.
smoked a joint, and then we just knocked out. I didn't want to go to sleep. I wanted to stay up to I really been wanting to play video games. It's weird. It's like I usually don't have this itch, but maybe it's because I haven't played video games in so long. Because I really haven't. It's been like a couple months of no games at all, really. But recently I've been like even thinking like, dude, I want to play Fortnite again. Like I just want to like hop back on some like random video games. But wait, what the fuck? What was the point of me bringing that up? I forgot.
We knocked out yesterday. And you didn't want to.
Oh yes, because I wanted to stay up and play video games, but I ended up accidentally going to sleep. Not accidentally, it was just comfy and we were tired.
I knocked out instantly.
Yeah, you dude. I don't even want to get into it because you knock out instantly a lot. You just go to sleep and you just start snoring, and that happened not too long ago. And like we had some sort of argument where you were like, I didn't go to sleep, and I was like, yeah, you did. I forgot what it was. It was something about me staying up at night, like on my computer, and you had sworn that I went to sleep with you, and I was like, no, I didn't. And I was like, you fell asleep, and then I went to the room, and then you were like, I forgot what the argument was, but it was the same thing as like you just lay down, you instantly, I just hear you snore. You snore within like 3 minutes, just
because I hit that pillow and it's comfy.
But what time do we wake up? Anyways, we went to sleep and we woke up like around like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. And I woke up starving, dude. I woke up so hungry. We're like, we have to get some food. We made ramen. we made cup of noodles, and then
lazy as fuck.
And then we didn't want to go. I didn't want to go back to sleep yet because it was only like 8:39. I was like, yo, let's watch a movie. And then it was my turn to choose a movie because we've been going back and forth alternating. And I was like, we should watch Jungle to Jungle. What'd you think?
I thought it was a good movie.
Wait,
it was really cute.
Give your take while I go grab a lighter.
All right. I thought the movie was very cute. I feel like we always have like this like thing where I don't know if I've seen the movie or not because Yuri loves to watch very old throwback movies.
I like older movies.
And sure. I feel like I definitely like played on Disney Channel when I was a kid, and I probably watched it, but like not fully paid attention to it. Because there were certain scenes where it was like, this seems familiar, but I never knew the characters' names, or like I didn't watch it enough where like I remembered it at all.
I've watched Jungle to Jungle.
But it was really good. I thought it was a good movie. I thought the kid, what was Mimi Siku or Suku. I thought he was kind of a bad actor.
You think so?
Yes.
Babe, I think
like he was like really bad.
Well, he was a kid, you know.
He's a kid though, so I can't blame him.
I was kind of thinking
good for a kid.
He wasn't that great of an actor, but dude, that shit was like legit funny.
It was legit funny.
It's like like I'm 28 now. I've seen this movie like 5 times already. And also this is the first time I watched the movie and actually understood what was really going on. I watched it as a kid, and I didn't know anything about stocks or, you know, what's going on. You know, they had the Russian mafia involved and shit, too. Like, I never really understood the full story, but now after we watched it, you know, yesterday, I was like, oh, okay, this is what actually happened. But that movie's, like, really fucking funny. And I was just watching this other video on YouTube the other day about this dude talking about new movies compared to old movies, right? And he was talking about how a lot of new movies, a lot of people rely on CGI. And it's, like, even a lot of respectable directors that usually don't, even they're falling back on using the CGI because it just makes life easier when you want something to come to life. And instead of paying $1 million to make it in person, you can pay someone $10,000 to make it on a computer or whatever. And the dude in the video was talking about how it kind of takes away from movies. Like back in the day, it was more about like the conversation between two actors and what the actors were capable of. And now it's like it's just an actor, it's just a popular face in a green screen. Yeah, in a green screen room, you know, going like, oh no, and then they put an explosion right there and that's it. You know, so it's like
I agree with
I was like, I kind of do agree with that take that. And I feel like that's why I like older movies. They have they focus on the conversation, on the script, on the character building.
It depends because like some new movies are really, really good. Like a lot of people still respect like the craft of acting and having like telling like a real story and stuff, but we get lost in like the corny ass crazy comedies that are like not funny at all, but they have all the famous actors and they think that it's hella funny.
Don't say I'm not in this
I'm not in the we either. I'm just saying like so? The world has all these types of movies. Like
I think
the Marvel movies.
I was gonna say that's
like,
the main issue is the Marvel movies because Marvel. Yeah, that's the main problem.
But even like comedy movies back in the day were way funnier, I feel like, because the new comedy movies are just like super just corny. Even if the jokes were corny back in the day, it's just, I don't know, it hits different.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I forgot what movie it was, but like, I don't know what this era is called, but there's this era of like comedy movies, right? Especially like family comedy movies, like Meet the Fockers and like there's all these
Napoleon
other
Dynamite, Nacho Libre.
yeah, but I'm like talking about like more of like a Meet the Fockers type thing with like a family involved comedy story,
okay.
right? And it's usually like a holidays involved, like a Christmas or Thanksgiving or some shit. And I forgot what movie it was, but it was some movie that came around the time that Meet the Fockers came out, and it was so bad, dude. I went to go watch it with my sister, and then me and my sister both like agreed. We're like, this is bad. We're like,
Meet the Fockers?
no, it wasn't Meet the Fockers. It was like some other movie that was like kind of like a rip on the same type of genre, I guess, or type of movie. And me and my sister just agreed. We're like, yo, this is bad. Let's walk out of here. We didn't want to continue wasting our time.
The last funny family-ish comedy, like where it's about a family, I saw was We're the Millers.
We're the Millers?
Have you seen that?
It sounds familiar.
It's so fucking funny.
So what is it about?
It's like about this guy who's like a drug dealer, and he has to bring all this weed to Mexico.
Okay.
But he like has to smuggle it through like the border or whatever, and he like creates a fake family with a stripper who's Jennifer Aniston, a stripper at like the local strip club.
So he could look like a family crossing the border.
Yes, and like he gets like this homeless girl in his neighborhood, and like this other like nerdy kid that lives in his building. We should watch it. It's so fucking funny.
But anyways, yeah, we watched Jungle to Jungle. Honestly, I hate that it like, you know, the shit has penetrated my brain of just like kind of seeing stuff where I'm like, oh, is this okay? Is this cancelable? Will woke people be mad about this? And when I was watching Jungle to Jungle, there's a couple of things where I was like, I feel like those people who talk about cultural appropriation might not be too happy about this one, you know? It's like, but at the end of the day, it's a funny ass movie, dude.
They're also making fun of like the people who take the cultural differences to like the extreme level.
You
like
think
the
so?
mom.
Oh yes,
yeah.
She was like
the husband's friend.
She was like Peggy Hill. She
was exactly like Peggy.
Yeah,
Hill.
she reminded me of a Peggy Hill. But you know what was fucked up? Honestly, that I just thought it was a kind of weird where the kid in Jungle to Jungle, basically if you guys don't know the story, Tim Allen, he had a girl back in the day. She had a kid with him, and she moves to Venezuela, right?
Yeah, I think so.
She moved to somewhere in the middle of the jungle to live with like tribes people, right? And her son, he didn't even know he had a son, but their son grew up with her with these tribes people, and by the time he grew up, he knew little to no English, only spoke their language, and lived the lifestyle they lived. And the point of the movie is this kid comes out to New York, and it's like a fish out of the water, you know what I mean, like in a whole different place. But they portray him so crazy, like they have him eating cat food, and they like have him like eating aquarium fish, and it's like, I guess it is kind of funny, but then at the end of the day, you're kind of trying to say that the people from these areas will eat cat food happily.
Or weird and gross.
Exactly. And I'm like, okay, that is the stigma that's kind of rude. You know what I mean? Like, they would be like, what? That's not true. Like, we would think it's gross just like you did, probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I still was a good movie.
It was a good movie. I will give you that one.
I have to say that there is a Jungle to Jungle 2 that I've never seen. I think there is, right, guys? I'm not sure. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I think there is a Jungle to Jungle 2 because it became a really popular film. But yeah, either way. Also, a really quick update. This is the third or fourth time I'm issuing this apology because this month has been so hectic with the live show and everything, but we did not go to the P.O. box again.
I need to go pee really quick.
Because, oh great, when it comes to the apology, I gotta run it myself. All right, yes, guys, the P.O. box, usually every Friday I go to it, I grab everything out of it so we can open it on Sundays during Tent Talks, but the past 2 Fridays ago, I forgot. Last Friday, it was the No Jumper live show. I just did not have enough time. This Friday was Black Friday, so I'm not sure if the place was even open, but Rylee and I were doing the handcuff stream, so that's the reason why we're not able to do it. So I have to say that for next Friday, or tomorrow, Monday, I'm going to the P.O. box tomorrow, and I'm just getting everything out of there because I am scared. At a certain point, they do just send your shit back. At a certain point, they're like, oh, we're not going to continue looking after this, and they just send it back to the sender. So I will go to the P.O. box tomorrow. If anyone does get their packages sent back to them, I apologize. Hopefully you don't lose any money on the shipping. If you do, just DM me, and I'll repay for the shipping or repay any like money lost on that whole thing because I feel bad about that. But yes, to anyone that does want to send us stuff to the P.O. box, because I will get to it this week, our P.O. box is in the description. P.O. box 3183 North Hollywood 91609. And wait, hold on. Wait, actually, I was gonna open up the chat, but Riley's coming back already. I think that covers everything about the handcuff stream. Do you think it brought us closer together at the end of the day?
You keep asking me this question.
Well, we're on Tent Talks now, so
Um,
it might be done. Well, last rip.
I would say. I don't know. Yeah.
I think it did.
It made me feel good that we were able to stay super calm during that whole thing.
You think so?
Yes.
It's a good sign in our
We're
relationship.
already so close, whereas like after we were still like hanging out with each other.
I know.
So it's like that's where it's like I don't know if it brought us closer together because I feel like we're already so close, but it does make me feel like we were able to like get through that together, which is and with no like big fights.
Yeah, you didn't. Well, it felt like you were gonna cry in the beginning. It really
I was.
You could throw it out. It really sounded like you were gonna tear up in the beginning. You're like, you're like, just do it. Let's do it. Okay, just put him on. Like, I was like, dude, I don't even want to do this now.
The only reason was because the day before when we were trying on the handcuffs, I literally felt so like anxious as soon as you put them on. I was like, oh fuck, like how am I gonna do this for 24 hours?
No, yeah, same.
So that's why I was like, fuck, I don't know. Like this is such a big commitment right now. Like I was freaking out, but like I said, I calmed myself down and it was all good. So
You would never do it again?
no, I don't want to do that again.
You don't think that
It's like why would we have to do it again? We already did it.
for 50K, 48 hours?
We could do something cooler and better. We could think of a cooler idea than that.
You're gonna be like, for 50K, we should go to Hawaii and stream on the beach. That sounds like
All weekend.
that sounds like the best idea.
I'm not gonna bring up traveling.
Oh my god.
Jeez,
Really?
yes.
I like the idea of traveling too. It's just that in my head I feel like you have to have your priorities in the right place, and if I'm like constantly worried about or just thinking about vacationing instead of working, the work will never get done because I'm only thinking about vacationing. You know what I mean? You gotta think about the work instead of just all day dreaming about vacations.
I feel
And it's not like it just scares me. I feel like I don't know if I'm right or wrong there, but I feel like that could be detrimental. You know.
this
Either
is
way.
where you're a Taurus.
Really? Why?
You're very practical.
That's what Taurus is. Okay, well, I guess so. Either way, speaking of practical, I have 3 random topics over here listed.
Oh, 3.
Yes.
Crazy.
We were locked up all day yesterday and Friday.
Oh, okay.
Really? I made a joke. Rylee was like, I have 3 topics, and
I said I was working on topics because Yuri went to the store, and he's like, oh, what, all 3? And I was like, oh, I'm trying to get some topics.
It was a joke. You're right. I said all 3, and you're like, I do actually just have 3, and I was like, okay. And now I have 3 as well. So we got 6 in total, and you have more words written down though. But either way, the first one is not really a topic. It's more of a thank you to the audience, because I rarely go through the YouTube analytics and stuff like that, but just sometimes when I'm bored. But it is interesting because it keeps track of everything basically, and it does a pretty good job at it. Who would know if they made mistakes? I guess you'd have to run your own analytics. But either way, I was looking at YouTube, and for the whole year of these aren't using each other's numbers, like the same viewers from one year aren't transferring to the other. So for 2021. We got in total of the whole year we got 771,000 views, which that was literally insane for Rylee and I, because before 2021 and 2020 my whole channel altogether was close to like hitting 1 million views of all the videos I posted for the past 5 years. And within 1 year, we almost hit 1 million views. And I was like, yo, what the hell? Like, that took me, I didn't even hit that, in all of the past 5-6 years. And we almost did it within one year. So that was a huge, big, big growth in the channel. And it was like a huge change and shit like that. But then I was looking from 2021 to 2022. For 2022, which isn't even over yet, we hit 2.9 million views, which is like basically like 3 times. Or it says on YouTube like 300 times, but it's like 3 times the amount, I feel like.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? 3 million views basically in total for the whole year of this YouTube channel. And we post, stream highlights, but realistically, all the views just come from the streams. So that's why I want to give a huge shout out to the Harmonious Gang, the viewers, the people who tune into all the streams. I appreciate you guys so much, because that's like crazy numbers to me. I know there's channels out there doing 500 million views a month, but 3 million views in a month for me is insane.
Yes, hell yeah. And you've also been grinding and working super hard. This is the first year you've been independently working on your own, pretty much. So you need to give yourself props for working super hard and staying consistent, even when you could get distracted. Sure.
That's true. But also, I feel like the world is constantly sending me signals. I don't know. There's so funny. There's like, I've noticed this, my whole life, but there's like funny coincidences where you can have some sort of argument with your dad, and then later that day you're just skating around and you talk to some random homeless man, and the homeless man's like giving you some advice that just happens to deal with what you're dealing with in your life, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, how he doesn't even know what I'm dealing with in my life, and he's giving me some advice that kind of correlates with the problem I'm having, and it's like, kind of helping me solve the shit. And like, I think it's kind of funny. Like, sometimes I do feel like the world works in funny ways like that. And recently, I have been trying to do more shit, like getting the clips done and like all this other stuff that has to do with the channel. It's like a whole list of shit, but it's hard to do all by myself and also stream, you know what I mean, and like, do normal human things as well. And I keep seeing people talk about like building a team, and how building a team is like vital to having a successful YouTube channel. And I want to give a huge shout out to everyone that helps with the YouTube channel right now, because we have Jazzy in the chat, who helps with all the timestamps. She does all the timestamps for Tent Talks, for the Harmonious Hour podcast, and it really helps me get the clips done. And then I want to give a huge shout out to...
Not only that, she stays up really late when we do the crazy, or Yuri does the crazy ass streams. So she's
like,
always
pulls the mod
there.
duty like crazy.
Yes.
And then also Y&8. I want to give a huge shout out to Y&8 as well, because Y&8 has been helping me, where he was helping me cut hella clips and shit. He got the Damian Luck 925 interview cut, and I didn't even ask him to do that. He just sent it to me. He's like, you should post this or whatever. So I want to give a huge shout out to him and Jazzy. I want to try to continue working and trying to build a fluid working, God, that's a terrible sentence, but like a good working fucking team, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you do it without just signing people and going like, hey man, I will pay you X amount a month to do this. And then like, I feel like that it's so much easier, because you can already put expectations on a person. But when I'm just trying to work together with people, try to build something, it's like, then you're I'm not paying them like literally like even minimum wage. So to have any type of expectations would be rude of me. So that's why like I'm grateful for what I get, but that is a goal of mine, is to build a team in which where we're all just like in communication with one another, doing shit, working. Exactly. Which is funny, because I remember when No Jumper was on Melrose, it was kind of like that, but it really wasn't to the level that it is now. And then I remember once we moved to the Santa Monica office, Adam had told everyone, he's like, hey guys, because when we were at Melrose, I was editing from home, everyone was working from home, you know what I mean? Like, I think Laura was just added to the team as well, and I really didn't ever see her at the store. Like, I think she worked from home mostly as well. But like, basically everyone, there was no expectation for you to be at the store from a certain time to a certain time. But then once we moved to the Santa Monica office, Adam was saying like, I want to build a more of a team thing where we're all here in the same room. Thumbnail guy is here, video editor guy is here, camera guy is here, like, and we're all communicating and talking. And honestly, like, it like makes shit run so much smoother. I agree. But it's hard to get to that point.
But it's like, you have to realize like you're just starting as well too. Like, it's gonna take time to build that where you can actually employ people, and like, you have to like give yourself props where you can. Because I have talked to Laura before, and she's just like saying like, No Jumper is on their level where they can like employ all these people, and that's why it runs so smooth. And I was like, yeah, dude, like, it's just crazy. Like, I feel so bad for Yuri all the time, because he's up to like 4 a.m. editing clips, doing all this shit. And she's like, yeah, like, there's no time for anything, because she does like a lot of stuff too for No Jumper, where she's doing clips and timestamps and all that stuff too. And she's like, literally, like, you have no time for anything. And no, yeah, 100%. She's like, you guys are gonna get to that like level and stuff one day, but She's like, I know, it's hard.
That would be
like it's just like there's no way around it. It's just like what you have to do. You have to fucking grind it out.
No, yeah, that would be interesting. Like right now for the No Jumper Warehouse, guest comes in, they do interview, photos taken, whatever. Imagine there was a Harmonious Warehouse where there's like just a torture room in which I go in there like I'm like, well guys, time to go to work.
Gulag day.
Let's go inside
Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go inside the torture chamber. Oh my, that would be fucking hilarious. You know what I was thinking? You know how what's his name? Sean, the dude who does the hot wing stuff or whatever. I forget his name, but Hot Ones. How Hot Ones does this thing where they give
Sean Evans.
Yeah, Sean Evans. There you go. Sean Evans and Hot Ones, they do this thing where they have the guest and they eat these super hot wings to make the interview like more interesting and like add some drama or some dynamicness to the conversation. What if I also had guests on like Harmonious Hour, but we have to be in a gulag for 24 hours or handcuffed to one another for 24 hours or
take 100 milligram dab or whatever.
I know.
THC
hey,
water.
Before we start this interview, here's
you gotta chug this THC syrup.
Yeah, you have to chug this 5,000 milligram THC syrup. Take these 4 shots I got laid out for you, and then we'll get right into it. Yeah, that'll be sick. But I don't know, that would be interesting. But either way, yeah, I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who helps me with any of the stuff I do, and a huge shout out to all the mods. I have to say that I said it yesterday. For all the mods that we have, I appreciate all you guys' help. There's only a couple mods that I really expect to be timing people out and banning people. And for any new additional mods we have, please don't time out or ban anyone. Because I've actually been getting a lot of DMs of people going like, dude, I keep getting timed out for the dumbest thing, blah, blah, all this shit. And I just like, and this is the thing where I was having where I was like, I want to have people as mods, but I don't want them to have the timing out banning ability. So I just want to request that right now it's Jazzy, Man and Gabe, Giselle. Those are really the 3 that I rely on.
I'm not human.
But we had, I'm not human also is like one of those 2. He helps, but he usually doesn't really have to do anything. It's like usually just those 3 people that I really rely on the most.
No comment.
And no comment as well. And also, Leish?
Scotty.
He changed his name. It's Leish now.
It is?
I think so. I don't.
No, it's Scotty.
It's hard to keep up with, bro. Okay, Scotty. All right. Yeah, shout to that. But shout to all the mods regardless. Either way, before we move on to another subject, I forgot to bring this up. Rylee's flaking.
This is your topic?
Yeah.
So these are your 3 topics.
No, I have 2 more, but this is one surprise topic. You're flaking. Today's Sunday, tomorrow's Monday, and then it's Tuesday. It's been working like this since the beginning of time. Tuesday, we are doing, in 3 days basically, or in 2 days, we are doing the 1 chip challenge. I am fucking nervous. Rylee promised to go through this with me.
I didn't promise.
Yeah, you did. No, we planned this on Tuesday specifically so that you could do it because of your work schedule. That's why we're doing it on Tuesday.
You said Lush is coming on too and doing it, and he's doing the No Jumper show, so he's gonna go. He's doing the No Jumper show.
We said we would do. Oh shit.
So maybe you guys have to do it Monday, and I just can't be there.
What do you mean tomorrow? No, we have no, because Moose Man's coming all the way out here from Sac.
I know.
We have to do it Tuesday, but I forgot Lush is doing No Jumper show. Will Lush recover from a 1 chip and be able to do a podcast after?
I might not be here in time.
I know. Now I'm realizing that if we want to, we're either going to have to have you or Lush at this point with that type of schedule.
Yep.
I'd rather have Lush, babe.
Please.
I'm sorry. Damn. Okay. Well, I guess Rylee won't be.
Wow, that's fucking rude.
I'm joking.
No, you're not.
Really? I'm joking. I'm fucking around. God damn it. Really? Why?
But no, please.
I just spent the past week pestering you saying we're doing this just for you to be like, oh, now you don't want me to do it.
I would rather. Okay.
Well, now
I'm glad.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I'm glad I don't have to do it. Thank God.
What if I go to the hospital?
Cheers, guys.
Wow. Rylee's butter. Well, we didn't get into argument during the handcuff stream, but we can get into argument now, I guess.
Yep.
Perfect.
Here we go.
Perfect time.
What the people want.
Really? Okay. So you're flaking, basically.
I'm not flaking.
You said you were down, and then you said you were not down. You said you're all scared all of a sudden.
I'm scared.
I'm scared too. But sometimes the things in life you're scared about end up being the things you remember the most.
I don't want to do it, dude. I've seen everybody's reaction.
I know
myself.
We've seen a good amount.
I don't want to even do that to myself, dude. I don't.
We've seen a good.
I know how this shit goes.
We've seen a good amount of reactions of people who eat it and don't suffer.
I've tried the Mad Dog, and I've tried the hot ghost pepper gummies, and they both fucked me up.
Same.
And I'm not down for this.
You think I'm not gonna get fucked up?
This is the worst one.
And that's why I'm so scared. And that's why I'm nervous.
I can't do it, dude. I just can't. I just did the handcuff stream. I already went through some trauma, dude.
Did I not do the same thing?
No, I didn't shit in the bathroom.
That's not traumatizing to shit in the bathroom. Someone left a comment saying, how can Rylee want to be married when she can't even be in the bathroom with him while he poops?
Oh, Lord.
What do you think about that one?
You guys aren't actually suffocated, closed-doored, in the room, handcuffed.
Did
you guys see how close the handcuffs were?
Yeah, but then also you had you covered your nose before you even went in there, so you didn't smell or see anything.
No, because I didn't want to.
You heard stuff.
Yeah, I heard it all.
You did not hear it all.
And I did smell some.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe after we left.
And it was disgusting.
Oh my god! Have you smelled your post shit bathroom stench?
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to do that to you either.
All right, go for it and bring up whatever next topic you have over there. You keep staring at.
I was going to say Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Well, you're kind of late.
How? Let's talk about Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And Happy Thanksgiving to the Harmonious Gang. Damn, you're just rude. Just because I said your shit stinks.
Yeah, that's hella fucked up.
That's just life.
No, wait, and when I say your shit stinks, it's not life. You're like, no, it smells like butterflies.
I just said that I wouldn't want you to be locked in the bathroom when I'm shitting.
But I'm saying I love you enough that it would not change the way I look at you.
Okay.
You could drop a purple, green, slimy, thick, turd that smells like a volcano, sulfur or some shit, and I won't blink twice. I'll be like, I'll kiss that ass tomorrow.
You're so
Either way. Do you ever sometimes... Okay, never. I don't want to get into that subject.
Yeah. I don't like all this potty talk.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Mr. Beast did actually say that during his videos, he refuses to add any pee or potty jokes because you immediately experience a decline in viewers after you say a pee or potty joke.
I'm sure.
And I think everyone thinks it's funny. You got to be kind of... Okay.
Nauseous.
Well, anyways, what was the topic you're going to bring up?
I was gonna say what we did on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. Oh, what did we do on Thanksgiving? Well, oh yeah, I forgot. We did a stream on Thanksgiving where we said Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Yeah, I forgot. Yes. But anyways, yeah, we went to Yuri's family's house, and his mom made a delicious spread once again.
It was so good.
I made mac and cheese, but I fucked it up, of course.
We didn't fuck it up. No,
I didn't have enough milk.
Oh, but also we got fucked up by the world. We while Rylee was cooking, we just hear a like a crazy loud explosion.
Yes, I forgot.
And then all the power and all the lights turn off. I know what's even funnier is
that's my excuse. The power went out.
Yeah, it did. But you know what's even funnier is like literally 5 minutes before the power went out, I kept like juggling in my head between like, should I stream or should I not stream? And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to get all the house chores done really quick. And if I have time, I'll stream. I finished getting all the house chores done and I had like 2 or 3 hours to stream. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go live right now, or I'm going to post on Instagram that I'm about to go live right now. And then boom, we heard that noise. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? I was literally about to go live. And now the whole power is off. And they kept blue balling us, like turning it back on for like a minute and then turn it back off. They would turn it back on and then turn it back off. And then we were like, all right, that's it. We have no power. It's fucked.
Yes. Pretty much till like maybe like 30 minutes before we had to leave.
Well, no, during the stream.
Oh, yeah.
I was streaming on my phone.
But it was like 30 minutes before we got off, right?
That's true. It was like a little bit before we left. But it was so weird. I was streaming on I was like, fuck it. I'm still going to go live. I'm just going to go live off my phone. I went live, and then I looked behind us, and oh, shit. Rylee never turned it on.
Shut up.
Where'd you put the remote? Oh, it's over there.
It's fine.
What do you mean it's fine?
You're going to put it on?
Yeah, I'll turn it on really quick. I think it should make it better, or maybe it will be too bright. Let's see.
Thickums.
What? Shut up, dude. What the?
See, I think we need new batteries.
No, you think someone unplugged? You think Beans chewed it apart?
No.
I'm gonna blame this on Beans.
Why? The cats have been in here.
He's the devil's son.
Look at him. He's an angel on this earth.
Oh shit. Well, for audio listeners, I just tried to turn on the light behind us, and it's not working apparently. Now I feel bad because Rylee was trying to turn it on earlier, and I was like, "You're not doing it right." I was like, "You gotta do it like this." She's like, "I'm doing it like that."
I'm trying.
And it wasn't working.
Grandpa.
But yeah, we went to my parents, had a nice little cool Thanksgiving dinner, came home, and what did we do? We just went to sleep?
We chill. Yeah.
I don't remember. Oh wait, I had the itis like crazy. I've never felt so sleepy in the beginning of the day like that, or like that early in the day. We got home like at 9-10 p.m. We didn't even stay at my parents' house that late. Got home like at 9-10 p.m. and instantly I was like so like overwhelmed with sleepiness. I was like, dude, I have to go to sleep. I couldn't take it.
Me too. I was like so yawny when I was there.
Really? It's so weird. Like I almost get like upset at myself when I go to sleep early because I'm like, why are you going to sleep early? You could do so much more shit, or get so much more stuff done. But you need to sleep. It's comfortable and it's nice. But also, it's like whenever I do go to sleep early, I'm like, oh man, like this better be worth it. But that time when I was like, I'm too tired.
We woke up early too the next day.
That's actually true. The benefit is you do wake up earlier and you get to do some stuff in the morning. But I like to stay in bed.
I know.
And stay warm. It's too cold. I didn't have this issue during summer. During summer, alarm clock goes off, or I wake up, I'm out of bed, and I'm doing everything I need to do. Now it's like I wake up and it's 30 degrees in here, and I'm just freezing, and I'm just like, dude, like just to get out of bed, I'm gonna get hypothermia. I'm like, dude, fuck that. I just stay cuddled up.
And I do everything.
What do you mean everything?
Walk Beans.
Your dog.
Feed all of them.
No. You can't put that on me. I told you many times. I said, stop feeding the cats. I will feed them when I wake up. Because
dude,
Rylee
you're
always,
not going
yes,
to.
I will. Rylee always likes to hit me with I feed all the cats. I'm like, that's because you wake up before me. Stop. Don't feed them when you wake up. I'll feed them when I wake up.
How am I going to not feed them when that's what they want as soon as I wake up?
Tell them to wait.
No.
They could wait another hour.
They're my babies.
Well, then you can't be telling me I feed all the cats, or I feed all the pets.
I wake up. I don't care how cold it is.
So what? We have to race to who gets to feed the pets first, and then I get to flex on you.
Yeah, flex the pet feeding point.
Yeah, you know what? Before I go to sleep at 5 in the morning, because I go to sleep at like 4 or 5 in the morning, I'll put their food out ahead of time and be like, I already fed them last night. You fucked up.
I guarantee you
You're
won't.
late.
Guarantee you won't.
Okay, but anyways, one of the random topics I have here is the Balenciaga BDSM doll drama. I think, what does BDSM mean?
I have no clue.
I don't know. It's basically, for anyone that doesn't know, Balenciaga recently dropped a new collection or something like that, and one of the they had like kids modeling the clothes, or they had the kids a part of the photos for these for this Balenciaga drop, and the kids were holding these little stuffed toys, like stuffed teddy bears, and the teddy bears were wearing like these like leather straps and like mouthpieces. It's like basically like the type of stuff you see like in like like torture sex videos, I guess. So like I don't even know what the word.
Bondage and discipline. Dominance and submission.
There you go. It's the type of stuff you see in BDSM videos. I'm not into that type of stuff, and I haven't really seen anything like that. But it's like we all know roughly what it is. Yeah. It's like the weird putting the ball in your mouth with the rubber band around and shit, and like fully covered in latex.
Leather.
And, exactly. And when I first, I didn't even see Balenciaga drop this. I saw people reacting to it, saying like, "Yo, this is fucked up." And I immediately agreed. I was like, what the fuck, dude? It's like a reoccurring theme nowadays, dude, where people are constantly trying to introduce like sexual themes or like not even like sexualized children, but like use them as pawns in some sort of like, sexual political thing or even using them to promote some shit like that. You're like, why the fuck is this kid, holding this teddy bear? It's like, what, that is that's symbolic to a sexual act, to something you do in some weird taboo thing. It's like, why the hell you want to have a kid holding it? It's so weird. You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't even realize it was like the BDSM bondage shit until you zoomed in on the picture, because I was like, I had heard about the Balenciaga thing, but I didn't exactly know what was going on, and so then I had you explain it to me, and I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, that is hella weird.
No, yeah, it's
Why
strange.
are they modeling that?
The parents,
they know what's going on.
The parents of the kids apparently came out. At least I saw the dad of one of the daughters. He came out and said, he said, there's nothing sexual in the photo. He's like, it's just teddy bears. He's like, it's fine. Like, I don't really care, blah, blah. But yeah, if the dad says it's fine, I guess it's cool. But in 99% of people's eyes, you look at that, you're like, why the fuck is the kid holding this? That's fucking strange. It's like almost like that.
Why would you give your
it's like
child that toy?
Yeah, it's like the dude from the Ace Family giving his daughter the penis pop.
Oh, God.
It's the same shit. It's like, why the fuck are you giving your daughter a penis pop?
It was his niece or whatever.
His niece. That's weird.
Still the same thing.
It's like, and your excuses, and this is what I
Same
love,
thing.
is like, this is the new woke excuse nowadays, is like, oh, my kid knows what's best for him or her, and they can tell me what they want. No,
Yeah.
if my kid comes up to me holding a fucking penis popsicle and says like, "Daddy, buy this for me," I'm be like, "Fuck no,
That shit was
no,
so
give me
gross and
this."
disturbing. I'm pretty sure it wasn't even his niece. I think it was his wife's niece, which is even crazier.
No, yeah, that's weird.
I mean, it's all crazy.
But this is the only time I really I was gonna say the only time I really agreed with Kim Kardashian, because Kim Kardashian actually came out and she made a long, lengthy post saying that she disagrees with it and it's fucked up. No thoughts?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were gonna keep going.
No.
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, I saw her post, and after a while, I felt like it was disingenuine.
Oh,
a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, because I was telling you.
She works closely with Balenciaga.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I'm like.
And I mean, she just released her statement today, right? I think so. I think that's what they just posted.
Well, we just saw it today through No Jumper, but I don't know when she released it.
I don't know. I just feel like I've seen how she is. I don't know. I can't. It's hard to like talk about this shit, but
you said it was disingenuine. Because
I feel like what I've seen like with her kids, she's like not like she doesn't care how they dress. Like she's okay with her daughters like wearing crop tops and chokers and doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like once like she saw all the negative feedback that Balenciaga was getting for this, that's when she decided to release her statement and say all that stuff
and agree with everyone basically.
Yeah.
But I would
But I feel like that's how every company is nowadays. Like
what?
Whenever something goes crazy, every company is like quick to cut ties with whoever's getting canceled at the moment.
Oh yeah,
it's not just her. It's everybody.
That's true, but you know what's interesting is this is the first time I think I've seen something like this. But Balenciaga was getting all the hate for this, right? And then Balenciaga's first little defense was the parents replied, and the parents were like, "No, this is completely fine. Those are my children, and I agree with this, and there's nothing sexual and whatever. It's okay." But now Balenciaga is suing the company that did the photo shoot. So basically Balenciaga does this thing where they pay someone with an artistic vision to promote their products or make photos for their catalog or whatever it is. And now Balenciaga's like, "What you guys just got us canceled." So now they're suing the company that fucking came up with the photos or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. Balenciaga's trying to separate themselves from it, even though it's their shit.
Yeah, even though they approved all that stuff. That's what
I know,
I'm
right?
saying.
Don't they have to approve it?
I don't get it. Like it's just all. To me, it's just all phony. Every area is phony to me. I don't know. It's just so weird. As soon as like people like have their feedback and it's all negative, it's just like.
Yeah, now they're gonna say something about it. I guess, and also nowadays celebrities have to deal with this whole thing of not saying anything is also saying something.
Exactly.
Where people will hit you with why didn't you say something about feminism? Why didn't you say something about the BDSM doll? It's like, because I didn't have anything to say about it.
If you look at every celebrity's like apology, they all sound the same. Like it's all these deep intellectual words that they would never say.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking about that the other day too. Is
And it's like
usually
perfectly scripted.
Yeah, well,
they have people writing it for them, obviously.
Yeah, they have people helping them with it. But I was gonna say the reoccurring thing with apologies I've noticed nowadays is hey guys, I was rude to a bunch of dogs, and that and I'm at fault there, right? So they'll be like,
I'm learning and continuing to grow every single day.
well, they'll do that, but I'm saying they'll be like, I'm sorry to the dogs, and because I'm so sorry, I'm donating $50,000 to a dog foundation. And number one, a lot of these organizations half the time are fucking just a money scam where literally there's like all these employees, CEOs, managers getting paid all these exorbitant amount of like they'll get paid a lot of money, and then all the money like out of $1 million you donate to one of those companies, maybe like 50,000 or 100,000 actually gets to the fucking dogs, and all the rest goes to actually keeping the company afloat and paying all the employees and shit like that. So number one, like, it seems like, who are you really helping here? A lot of those companies I don't really fucking even think are running that well, or a lot of these celebrities probably aren't even doing the research trying to see like, am I actually funding a good, well-run company that will take care of the dogs and aren't paying their managers or their CEOs six-figure salaries just so they can manage this money or whatever it is. But the other thing is like, what's that? Why is donating money a part of an apology now? Why? I don't understand that. Maybe because they're rich, I guess.
Yeah,
but
it's 'cause they're rich.
You never in your life have donated to dogs. But because you did something wrong and everyone hates you, now you're going to donate to dogs so people are less mad at you? That's even more disingenuous.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's super disingenuous. Like, it's like, don't even donate at all and just apologize. Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't see why, like, it always has to come with, like, oh, guys, I fucked up here, so now I'm donating $500,000 to these three organizations. It's like, you never even fucked with those organizations to begin with. Why the fuck are you pretending to fuck with them now? Because you're getting canceled? That shows that you're being disingenuous right now.
Yeah. Whenever I see these like little apology posts or like Kim K apologizes or reacts to the Balenciaga news, I'm just like, dude, this is all bullshit. It's just like a little something to save ass, save face.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 days later, everybody forgets about it.
Yeah,
you said a little something.
What is the proper thing to do as a celebrity?
Like, it's so stupid. Like, I don't know.
What is the proper...
Like, I just feel like we see it all the time.
What is the proper thing to do as a celebrity? Just ignore it, though?
No, you have to. Like, you literally have to. You have to address it.
Sometimes I feel like it could be better just to ignore it. Because if it's, like, something really dumb and you're just like, bro, this is really dumb. Like, for example, someone... commented under one of the VODs from our Handcuffed stream, and they said that it was like a part where you're complaining about your bruises on your wrist, right? You're like, oh, I have these bruises, babe, blah, blah. And then you lay down on my lap, and then like I put my hands over you, and then someone wrote in a comment saying like, oh, Yuriy, it's super weird of you how Riley's complaining about her bruises, then you go to grab her breast on stream. And I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I was like, where's this coming from? And he left the timestamp, and I looked at it, and it like, my hand's over you, and I guess like my hand's in the rough general area of where your boob can be, but I'm not grabbing your tit on stream. Like, oh, I just did a little tit grab real quick. It's like, what the fuck? And it's like, it's such a stupid argument, but there's so many of those. You know what I mean? There's so many like random dumb arguments where it's like, dude, am I really gonna just respond to every little random narrative that people come up with, through assumptions and shit like that? It's kind of annoying. And but when you're a Kim K, imagine how many of those you get a month.
I know.
You kind of
like people are just like pressing you nonstop, and it's like millions of people.
I feel like you have to pay someone when you're Kim K. You have to pay someone to go through your complaint box basically and be like, what did I get canceled for? What did Kim K get canceled for this month? These 50 are illegitimate. This one's all right. She should apologize to this one. Even like out of like, you should probably get canceled 100 times a month overall. A million different dumb things. But how do you choose which one you're like, this one? I'm gonna apologize for this one. All the other ones are all right though. I don't know. A long tangent and random conversation. What is this random text I got?
It's my family group text.
Oh, okay.
For our gift exchange.
Okay. All right. So I'm going back to my notes to see what else I have. I'm curious to see what else you have listed as well, because I think we only went through one of your topics. But the last one I have is like I guess kind of a quick one. The police. I don't know what police. I should have wrote more information. But the police are making a VR headset that scans that you can put onto your head, and it runs some sort of test for your eyes to see how quick your eyes are able to move, or keep up with objects that it displays, and it's a test to see if you're stoned while you're driving. So the problem with catching someone driving stoned nowadays is there's not really a good way of testing it. I guess there's like a saliva test or there's like a blood test, but the issue with those tests is like a lot of times you could have smoked 8 hours ago, and then you're completely sober, you get pulled over and it's still in your blood, or it could still be in your saliva, and then you're DUI even though you're not even high. You know what I mean? So that's like the main issue with a lot of those. But now they're coming up with this VR headset shit, which is, it's kind of scary. Like, it would be kind of weird. You're like fucking driving and the cops like, put this on and follow the light.
Dude, I'd be so scared doing that shit.
You have to trust that they're not gonna beat you, because you're blinding yourself.
Not that, but like, just like, you have to trust this fucking technology to like,
oh, that's true,
give you the okay.
But the cop could literally just like kick you in the nuts, because like you put that shit on and you can't see anything. It's like a blindfold with a little monitor, and you can't see the world around you, and he could just he could throw some drugs in your car while you're doing this stupid fucking test.
That's true. See, you should not approve this shit.
I think it's just kind of funny because I've seen a couple. All right, let me just say this. The articles I have seen were referenced in Joe Rogan interviews, and Joe Rogan's very pro-pot and all that stuff. And he's talked about a couple articles I went to go look up where studies were done about, weed driving, and it apparently you can't say for alcohol, you can say for every single person it inebriates you and makes your driving worse. But for a couple of the tests they ran, it was like inconclusive, because for a couple of the drivers, they became more cautious and more aware while driving stoned. You know what I mean? They were so nervous about like driving too, like, it makes you drive slower, it makes you stop at stop signs longer, it makes you like, if anything, makes you more of a slower or careful driver than it does make you like speed and fucking want to go fast and shit like that. So that's like the one main things where it's like, why don't they do more tests kind of trying to prove what's the legitimate amount, or what's the amount of weed that's too high, or like, I don't know, like arresting people for driving stoned is like, me driving stoned, it's not going to make me get in a car crash.
Yeah, and like, how are they gonna tell if you're stoned? Like, if your car smells like weed? Is that
no, with this VR headset. Oh, for them to put the VR headsets on.
Yeah, like, what are?
Well, I guess they'll be like, "Hey, man, you were swerving," and
we have to test both drunk and.
I know they're gonna do the alcohol
That's
test.
gonna take so much time.
Yeah, the alcohol test, the weed test, and then maybe they'll include a fentanyl one in the future or some shit like that. That'll be pretty funny. But yeah, I don't know. I think for the right person, weed will make you a worse driver. Weed will make you, I've seen it before, actually. I've had a couple of my friends where I've noticed that once they get high, they cannot park. Yeah. They can't parallel park. They can't, like little things will just fuck them up. And I'm like, oh, you should not be driving while you're stoned. But for, I guess the right person who drinks alcohol be saying the same shit too. Like, oh, I can drink alcohol and drive as well. I'm fine.
No.
So I don't know. I guess I don't want to argue towards people smoking and driving, but the idea of putting on a VR headset to test if you're high seems funny to me.
That's crazy.
What do they do? Do they look at like the average speed of an eyeball, and they're like, show a light right here and a light right here, and if your eye doesn't dash quick enough, they're like, oh, you're stoned, dude. But also, that's so easy to fool as well, because if you're a video gamer, if you play some shooting, first person shooting games, you have naturally really quick reactions. And a lot of first person shooter gamers are stoners as well. A lot of people will smoke weed and be very hyperactive in playing these games like Fortnite, Modern Warfare, all this shit, be very good at playing these games, and that requires having darty eyes and quick reaction time. So if you're that type of person that already has quick reaction time, you can be stoned as you want and pass this test every time. No, don't be honest. What the fuck? I
just smoked a little bleezy.
All right, that's how you get DUI.
I'm just kidding.
You're gonna see Blasey in the drunk tank.
Oh my god. That's when you know.
You're like, fuck. Blasey's like, what up?
All you hear is, drink the chicken with the Sprite.
Imagine. You get thrown in the drunk tank. You're like, fuck,
You're
man.
like so dazed.
You're sitting at the floor, looking at the floor, you're all bummed. You're like, I fucked up, dude. And then you just hear, yo.
The beef with the Coke, chicken with the Sprite.
You just hear, yo, chicken with the Sprite. Chicken with the Sprite. You're like, what? It's Blasey. A cell away.
It's real.
And he's like, I fell asleep again. All right, that was all my topics that I had. What else did you have listed?
Oh my god, I hate when you put me on the
What?
spot.
That's not putting you on the spot. That's just
Okay,
You want me
so
to
I
read them?
saw
okay.
that on one of the JetBlue flights, one of the passengers had threatened another passenger with a razor blade to the throat.
Yes, I saw that too.
Dude.
And
I was just like, okay, so recently Yuri and I have been like watching like a lot of airplane videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And after like our little weird experience flying in Hawaii, like I could totally see that shit happening.
why?
Just
a person
because-
whipping out a razor blade?
No, I could like, yeah, because it's just like these random ass experiences. You're just like with some like crazy strangers.
Or 100 different strangers.
Yeah, and
know,
it's just like anything could happen at that point. And it's just like, dude.
You know what's funny about?
I don't even know what I would do. I guess her husband or like her boyfriend saw her on like a different row, like how we were, and like she got somebody to, or he
Dude,
got somebody to help.
I was gonna talk about this because I read in more.
And that's why I was like, oh shit, this reminds me.
I read the
happened to
description
us.
of this thing, and it said that a woman was attacked by a man with a razor blade, right? Because he was apparently he was very drunk and he attacked her
Yeah,
for
he
no
was hella
reason.
drunk.
And it says in the article or whatever, it says her husband saw her being attacked and ran to call for help. And I was like, what? Hell no, dude. If I see someone attacking you with a razor blade, I'm flying in their fist first, like trying to punch him into in the throat, or like I don't know,
But
like
who knows how far he was and like how.
if it's a situation where he's like holding her like to the neck like this, it's
Yeah.
like then you're like, oh, what can I do? But from the situation, it sounds like he was just like kind of holding it to her. Bro, I would have fucking I would have leaped over there just to like try to grab his throat, try to grab his arm, and he'll direct all of his, stabbing attention towards me and forget about you at that point. It's like, call
Who
for
knows,
help.
though?
Oh,
What if
hell
he does
no.
a quick.
The idea of going to call for help.
Dude, it's just
Help,
like,
help,
what do
my
you
wife's-
do in that
my wife-
situation?
My wife's being held at knife point
Like
over
as
there.
the
Beans,
woman,
stop.
you just have to like keep calm. I feel like you just have to like
Yeah.
help me.
But then also it's like, what is...
Like I don't even know what to do.
It's like, I feel like for some people, that guy has to be an alcoholic because,
But-
like, I feel like for
oh,
some
yeah.
people, can you tell Beans to stop? At a certain point, you have to realize, like, dude, when I get drunk, I become an angry drunk and I get into fights and, this is not good for me. And you have to realize, like, I should not be drinking in public places. Beans, stop it. And, an airport is probably the worst place for an angry, aggressive, drunk person to start drinking and getting drunk and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I wonder what the charge is for him. Attempted murder?
Probably.
That's the...
But I mean, like all these flights happen a day. Everybody's getting drunk on flights. I'm sure like shit like this happen. Like not shit like this to this extent, obviously, but there's obviously a bunch of confrontations daily.
Yeah, and it's so funny because Rylee and I found this one YouTube channel called Jeb something. It's like
His last name.
Jeb and his last name. It's this guy who does videos about airport travel, and he usually his main focus of videos is the traveling experience of certain airplanes, certain flights, certain train rides, certain bus rides. It's all traveling stuff. It's not about like, 3 days in Hawaii. It's like my plane ride to Hawaii. And he does like many of these videos. I guess he's like a traveling, he has like a traveling website or whatever. But we found his YouTube channel, and he seems like a person I know. He seems like a person who doesn't really drink. He seems like a very sober person. He seems like a non-party person. He seems like a very business-oriented, like working. He doesn't seem like a drinker. But even him, in his videos, he's constantly offered free drinks. They're just like, what drinks would you want? And like, after watching so many of his videos yesterday with Rylee, I realized I'm like, alcohol and flying, alcohol has a huge part in flying culture or like,
Yeah.
airplane culture. It's kind of crazy. They really... And you think it's
your nerves.
yeah, I was gonna say, you think it's like an anxiety thing where like
Oh,
a lot of
yeah.
people need the oh my god, Luffy's gonna no Luffy, don't step on the keyboard. You think a lot of people need to drink before a flight? That's why.
Definitely. I think that, and like also when people have delays, they
Oh,
have like
yeah.
nothing else to do. Like they're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get turned.
I wonder if it's also like a money thing, because when you're at an airport, you might buy a little trinket, you might buy a little lighter, some random key thing, but you're probably gonna buy a drink.
When I'm at the airport, I'm just like, fuck it. I know I'm gonna have to spend money on a drink right now.
Really?
And I just have to accept the fact that it's gonna be like a $12 drink.
I've had a like you know, a little bit of a new airport experience ever since I've gone with you, because like back in the day whenever I went to airports, oh my god, bro, the cat. All right, I'm kicking them out. I'm sorry, guys. Yes, I am. They just moved the camera.
They did?
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
The cat and the dog are fighting.
I didn't even realize they did. Oh, great.
Hold it down, babe.
Sorry. Yuri has to put all the animals away. Oh, he's just gonna put the cat away?
Yeah, I'm just
Kicking Luffy out.
We should have kicked Beans out. He should have been downstairs.
Beans was chilling though.
No, I would way rather have the cats walking around.
Oh.
They're way cooler. I'm sorry, Beans, but you're short. No, I'm kidding.
Chill, Beans.
Either way. But yeah, I always knew that, you know, people got drinks before a flight and shit, but I just didn't realize how big of a thing it was, where it's just like it's constantly, you know, one of the main focuses is, especially when you get one of the nicer flights, they immediately provide a mixed drink or a champagne.
Complimentary. I forgot what it's called. Pre-boarding drink or
Yeah,
whatever.
pre-boarding drink.
Yeah. No, his videos make it seem hella dope, but it makes it seem like I don't know if I would be down to spend like $1,000 just for
no.
just a little bit of a comfier seat and a meal. Nah, I'm cool.
He kind of talks about that.
Like, it's not that worth it if you're doing domestic flights. If you're going international, then I could see where it's a little more beneficial because you get your own little bed and pod. And it seems a little more luxurious when you're going like out of the country, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true, and especially since they have those the different airlines, the international airlines. But he in one of his videos, Rylee and I were watching yesterday, he does talk about how the golden age of flying is like dead. How like back in the day, I forgot what years he was talking about, but flying was really focusing, or airplanes were really focusing on comfort. They wanted hella leg room, tables, like just any comfort you could have on the ground level or in a hotel or whatever it is. They want to have in an airplane, or they wanted to have in an airplane, and you know it switched drastically to what we have now because of safety procedures. That's the main thing he said, is like back in the day it was more comfy and things were cooler, but everything's way more dangerous. Now things are like 100 times safer, but it's just not as like luxurious anymore. But like Rylee was saying, back in the day you would spend $1,000 and get you know, a table and like, you know, drinks and like, you know, a turkey and like all the, you know, like a chicken, like just all this fire shit. It was like almost like you're just having a dinner with the fancy glasses and all that stuff. But nowadays you spend $1,000 and you get like a little cubby, and I guess you get more
little leg room.
You do get more space, but even some of those spots, I'm like, no. I'm like, dude, that's
it
still
looks exactly the same.
Yeah, I'm like, it's really not that much better. And even what's even more interesting is the dude Jeb. He like reviews everything, and the most surprising thing to me is like he not always, but in the videos we've seen where he does first class and business class, you would expect them to have some 4K monitor touchscreen, you know, like thing that's like super up to date, and like every time he's like, well, we got another small screen that's like barely visible. It's like that's a reoccurring thing where all the electronics are like hella outdated.
He'll be like, they don't even provide a TV, but you have like app access on your phone.
Oh yeah,
or,
exactly.
You could purchase the Wi-Fi to get
one of the most
movies.
One of the interesting ones Rylee and I saw was he did a first class in Hawaiian Airlines, and he sat down and he's like, oh, there's no TV or monitor or anything. And then the next clip is like, oh, I just realized they're passing out iPads. And I was like,
what?
I was like, what the that seems so inefficient and very expensive to give they got to charge them all, dude. They have to charge all these shits. They got to make sure no one steals them and like give them back. I was like, bro, I've never heard of an airline passing out iPads so you could watch movies.
They probably updated it at this point, I feel like.
That's super first class though.
I know.
That's cool. But
the Hawaiian Airlines was nice though.
That's true. But also, yeah, I did realize, I guess there should have been common sense, but I did realize that I think we've all seen the Casey Neistat and like the other videos where he, you know, he says like $10,000 flight or $50,000 flight, and it's him like in a full bed. And I always thought that you could get those flights in the United States, but no, those are all like exclusively international flights, and it makes sense. You don't need a full bed for a 5-hour, 6-hour flight, but if you're flying, you know, 19 hours, 18 hours, you do want a full bed, like with hella leg room and all that shit. But either way, I don't know. I am jealous of Jeb's lifestyle a little bit, of all the traveling, but also seems very hectic.
I know.
He's so positive, dude. He was making this video where he was
him
like,
and his wife Suzanne.
yeah, him and his wife Suzanne. Dude, like I honestly like those are the types of people I look up to, because he was doing this video where the point of the video was to take 3 flights in one day and compare the breakfast, lunch, and dinner of all of them or something. Like, it was some really weird convoluted video. But he had to take 3 flights in one day. He
did 3 flights first class comparing 3 different airlines.
Oh, their foods and yeah.
So he took 1 for breakfast, 1 for lunch, and 1 for dinner.
But he wanted to do them all in one day, which is insane. And then the first flight was fine, but then the second flight, actually no, the first flight was like starting to be delayed and shit like that. And he was like already like, well. He's like, I only have like, 30, 40 minutes until the next flight after I land. And this is really cutting into that time. But whatever, we'll figure it out. And then once they land, he like talks about how there's like another delay. And then this other thing happened. And like there's all these things happening that's basically ruining his plans and potentially going to ruin everything. And the whole time he's just smiling and chilling. I was like, I would be a little bit stressed. Like, oh man, like fuck, I'm going to lose $1,000 on this flight. I'm going to,
No, they'll take care of you.
Oh, actually, I wonder that. Like, do you get a full refund for something?
You'll get like the next flight. Sometimes they'll upgrade you too if it's an inconvenience.
You know what I also noticed though? Sometimes he walks through the airplane and he shows all the other seats, and sometimes not all the first class or business seats are filled. And I'm wondering, do they ever just hook someone up? Like, yo, dude, like we got a free spot. Come up here.
I think sometimes if they like overbook a flight before and like you decide to stay
they'll be like, you get first class on the next one.
I
Damn.
think sometimes they could do that.
You
I would
think
do
so?
that. Hell yeah.
That would be sick.
I'd be like, fuck it, we could just chill, eat dinner,
Eat dinner,
eat lunch.
Well, honestly, one of the clutchest things that it seems like you get with the first class and business thing is the lounge access, where you get to chill in their nice lounges at the airport. But then also, as I was watching all his videos where he was like, chilling at the lounges, I was like thinking about my airport experiences. And every time we get to the airport, we're in a rush. We're trying to get through security, trying to do this, do that. And then we have like 20 minutes to grab a bottle of water and some chapstick before the flight. And I'm thinking like, who's getting to the airport early enough to chill at the lounge for fucking an hour or two? Who wants to do that? Maybe if you're on a business trip and you're hotel, you have to check out at 11 and then you go to your lounge, I guess. I don't know, but it seemed like, who's really using the lounges like that?
I would.
People who go to airports are usually like trying to be in and out, not chilling there.
Well, when you have the business class, it's a lot less people that are with you.
That's
so you
true.
have like the time to just chill and hang.
Wait, actually, that's another thing I noticed. I never really thought about that. But when they board airplanes, they board first class and business class and, all the nice ones first, nice seats first. And then they board everyone else. All the first class people are like, they kind of just have to sit there for an extended period of time in the airplane, which is like, I was kind of thinking, I guess you do have more legroom, which is chill, but usually you don't want to be in the airplane for a longer period of time. And I feel like the first class, they do, even though they leave first, they have to be in first as well. So I feel like they're either in there for the same amount of time as we are, or they're in there longer.
Well, they're in there longer taking off, but they're the first ones to leave.
That's what I'm saying.
So
I don't know. Is it worth it?
Well, yeah, because they get those free drinks in the beginning.
That's true.
They get the chill, get the drink.
I guess if you're really...
Go to the bathroom.
If you're really thinking like... Dude, you know what else I was realizing is like all the first class seats take up so much space and they're so expensive. What if you're a businessman and you want to go to Hawaii with your wife and 3 kids, right? It's like you guys can't even sit next to each other. They all have to be like
all spread out, all
crazy, and like
one of the kids gets a single seat.
Yeah, exactly.
Or next to a stranger.
Oh yeah, next to a stranger, some shit, and they're like
your least favorite kid.
Beans.
That's fucked up.
That's not fun. I have to. Okay, people, think I really hate Beans now.
What you do?
No, I don't hate Beans. I'm overcompensating for how much Rylee neglects the cats.
That's not true. And now you're trying to make it seem like I don't care about the cats at all.
Well, you feed them.
That's not true. I love the cats. Shut up.
I said you feed them.
You're so rude.
Oh my god. But
whatever.
Beans is just a attention whore, dude. He constantly just wants to be loved.
That's a dog for you. That's the difference between cats and dogs.
That's true. Well, Luffy's like that too. When Luffy comes around, he like wants you to pet him and wants you to pick him up, and like he wants attention from you. But then Beans comes in and starts biting his ear and trying to hump him or fuck him.
It's true.
It's true. Speaking of which, we have to get Beans neutered very soon. Which, at first, you know what I mean. When I was a kid and I learned about the whole neuter thing, I thought it was kind of like inhumane and fucked up and all that stuff. But I was talking to Donnie, who is our friend, and he's owned many dogs in his lifetime, and he's explained to us that like, dude, like once your dog gets through puberty or it gets horny and starts fucking things, even if you get it neutered, like that whole fucking motion is instilled in its brain and it will fuck everything from then on out. It's like you gotta get it taken care of early. And then also there's like all these like behavioral things, you know what I mean, like where dogs will get
Piss
like
on shit.
start peeing on everything or getting crazy overprotective. They'll bark at more stuff. So I don't know, it seems kind of crazy, but also we legally have to. We have no choice.
Yeah. To take them to like dog parks and stuff too, you have to.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you take your dog to the park and you accidentally impregnate like three of your three random dogs. You're like, whoops. Like, let's go, let's get out of here.
That's so bad.
Oh my, that for sure has to have happened. It's quick.
Definitely. That's probably why they made those rules.
They're not fucking for an hour. It's sort of like it's like a 2-second thing, I'm sure.
That's so bad.
It could probably happen just like that. You're like just walking past another dog and then like boom, your dog's pregnant. Oh, it's over. But then you have cute little puppies, and you could sell them for $2,000 if they're a Frenchie.
They're purebred.
All right, let's see what else we have here. Carnival cruise passenger rescued after being stranded for 15 hours after falling off the ship. I'm not sure.
And I saw another. No,
the 24-hour one.
Yes.
I was going to say that
was sad. I couldn't even watch it.
Isn't it crazy how someone made a TikTok out of it?
Yes.
Dude, No Jumper posted this video where it's like a person who's on a boat and they're filming, and it's one of those like normal classic cringy TikTok things where it's like, hey, today I went to the park and I saw a purple dog, you know, like one of like those voices. And it was basically like that, but it was like, hey, today we rescued a man from the ocean. He was drowning and swimming for 24 hours. We're so happy to have helped him. Like and subscribe. It was so.
No, he was severely dehydrated, and like he was like shaking with water.
I know,
it was so sad.
Bro, did you see his tongue? His tongue was cracked from the salt
water.
From the salt water.
Yeah.
His tongue was completely white and cracked, and he's like shaking, trying to drink water. And you just hear, and this dude's just filming him with his TikTok voice, going, "We just rescued."
I was like, this is sick.
Bro, I was really thinking, I'm like, what if he died?
Because the
he
Carnival cruise didn't have a person like on the video or whatever, but I saw the other that video that we're talking about right now, and I was just like, I can't even watch this.
He could have like died of hypothermia. He could have died of dehydration. Like just because he's alive right there and like shaking doesn't mean he would have survived. Exactly. He could have died later, an hour or two later, 3 hours later. And when you have this video of this guy like pre-death, like that's the thing. What's his name? Rich Rebuilds. This guy on YouTube. He became popular for finding a Tesla that was like water damaged. Then basically he took 2 broken Teslas, took all their working parts and made one working Tesla together, and like, I think gave it to his daughter or some shit. But Rich Rebuilds made this video recently where he has his own EV company, and he made a off-road EV vehicle, and during one of their demonstrations his EV vehicle started smoking, and he talked about it, where he said that like in all the new EV vehicles, well, not all the new ones, but in his specific brand, the ones that he makes, the batteries, it's like impossible for them to catch fire because they're surrounded by this liquid that becomes like a fire retard, not, what's the word? What's a fire stopper? God damn it, I was gonna say the other one. What's the word?
I think you had it right.
God, no, I don't think that's the right word. Hold on, I'm opening up the chat. I need the chat's help on this one. Fire re something. Either way, it's impossible for these batteries to catch fire because they're covered in this liquid that stops the a retardant.
Exactly.
Is that the word?
I think so.
I think restartant. Okay, never mind.
Don't trust chat. Right
yeah, I'm scared. It's a liquid that surrounds the batteries that prevents them from going on fire. Basically, long story short, one of his vehicles starts smoking, right? And one of the dudes who was in the crowd, he like made a video, he filmed it, and he like posted on Instagram saying like, LOL to anyone buying an EV vehicle. You guys are idiots. You're just gonna burn, because these things are gonna set on fire, whatever it is. Then he made a whole video saying like, bro, it's fucked up that there's potentially a fire danger and you're just here filming. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like kind of a reoccurring thing nowadays of people filming shit instead of actually helping.
Yeah.
If I was with, there was only like 2 or 3 crew members in that video.
That would be the last thing I would be doing.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how many people were there, if there was like 20 people behind him, but it looked like there was only 3 of them there and there was the guy they rescued. If it was only 3 of us, I would think they would needed my help. Like to lift the rope or drag him in, fetch him some water.
Get him more. That was like a little tiny water bottle.
Yeah, get him another water, get him a blanket. Like, and instead you're just like, filming it going like oh bro, this is gonna go crazy on TikTok.
Like, that's horrible.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit fucked up of that person to film that. I know, we don't need to see dramatic shit. It's like, that's the thing. We learned this lesson on YouTube a long time ago. YouTube blew up, right? People started realizing like, oh shit, you could post crazy stuff on YouTube and get crazy views, and then all of a sudden it turned into like, people risking their lives or other people's lives to post the gnarliest videos, and YouTube made a rule like, no, you can't do self-harm. That's crazy. You know what I mean? You can't be posting shit like that. TikTok has like little to no rules, but then also TikTok is owned by China or like some Chinese company, and there's so many theories and crazy stuff going on regarding that. Like, did you hear?
But it is crazy that like people can survive that long.
I know.
Like 15 hours, 24 hours?
Swimming, just doing that, dude. You get so tired doing that. But then also I have to say that the idea of drowning is probably so like, no one wants to drown.
No.
So you will do that till you
you have
can't
to
anymore.
But that's crazy that they were able to survive that long.
Bro.
I hope they're all okay. Both okay.
I know. I was actually just I was telling Rylee I've been watching these random cruise ship videos and like the logistics behind cruise ships and all this other stuff, and there's this one statistic out there talking about how lifeboats, for example, on the Titanic, the things they throw out to the side to save people's lives. Apparently lifeboats, since they've came out, have actually killed more people than they have saved in this one study. And they didn't take everything into consideration. I think they just considered what happened in their local area, but in their local area, lifeboats had actually killed more people than they had saved, because they're actually dangerous to deploy, and usually when a ship is sinking, everyone's freaking out and wants to survive, and like the idea of like calming down and doing something carefully is very hard to do when you think you're about to drown and the ship is like turning over, so I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Also, another reason why I'm not a cruise ship person. I had
fun on my cruises.
I'm sure it's fun.
It is fun.
But also, there's I've seen many articles talking about how cruise ships, they dump hella trash into the water. They do.
I'm sure.
They will find random ports. Like if they come to America has rules like, no, don't pollute, blah blah, whatever. If your cruise ship goes to a country where they don't give a fuck, they're just like, oh, this is the part where we dump all of our trash. It's like a lot of cruise ships are known for dumping, polluting the ocean, all that stuff, and by buying those tickets, you support that shit.
I didn't hear about like all this sketchy shit that happens on cruises until after I've taken the cruises I have.
Like people falling off or something?
Getting lost, or no, like getting lost in the middle of their cruise.
What do you mean?
Like, like how you have cruises and you like stop at certain ports?
Uh-huh.
Like people got lost when they like.
Oh, they didn't know how to get back on the cruise, or like.
No, they got like kidnapped or like.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay. No, yeah, fuck
shit
that.
Kendall Ray shit.
Can you imagine that though? Like as a criminal, you're like, hey man, every Tuesday this cruise ship drops off a bunch of millionaires.
Yeah, this definitely could happen all the time.
That's so easy to think of. It's just like, yeah, you're just like, hey man,
when I was like super young, obviously, so. You're just thinking you're having fun and shit, but like, damn, that is super sketchy and scary. But when I have taken cruises and like you wake up and you're in the next day and you're just in the middle of the ocean, like that's
really trippy,
scary.
I don't know how expensive it is because I've never looked into how much cruises cost, but the only thing that seems like cool to me about a cruise is like getting one of those spots or apartments or rooms, I guess, where you have a balcony and it's on the side of the cruise. Because I'm like, dude, that is the coolest place to chill. You literally have a balcony where it's the ocean and you're moving past the ocean constantly. Like, that's really fucking cool to me. That's fire.
You would do that?
But then also, I've heard that's incredibly difficult to get weed on a cruise. I heard it's damn near impossible. They're on that shit.
Yeah, they are on shit.
And you
but
can-
I don't. Maybe not so much anymore.
I don't know. I've actually also heard of a lot of people sneaking alcohol into cruises
Yeah,
in like
we
crazy
have.
different ways. So we have. When you were a kid,
Yeah, my family has.
like
I told
your
you.
dad gave you a bottle to hide in your bag.
Yes.
No, my
I
God.
told you that when we would go to Mexico, we'd buy hella cheap ass bottles and bring them on the cruise.
3-year-old Rylee is like,
not,
Papa.
I was not young like that. I was
Papa,
like 13.
what is that? What is that you're putting
Older.
in my backpack,
I was even
Papa?
older, like 17. 18.
Oh my God, that's a funny. You were smuggling at a.
I was smuggling,
That's crazy.
allegedly.
Allegedly, I know. Well, I forgot. I don't even remember their names even being mentioned in the article. But I remember a long time ago there was this story about these two Instagram model girls who were like known. Oh, their Instagram was like famous because they would always post themselves traveling. Like they'll be in Tulum or in Greece and like all this shit. And people on their Instagram would be like, "Wow, like." What are you guys doing that you're traveling so much? You know what I mean? People just assume they had rich boyfriends or whatever it is, but they were always taking cruises from everywhere.
Mhm.
And they ended up getting caught on one of the cruises with like pounds of cocaine.
Damn.
And it turned out that these girls who were like, living this crazy lavish lifestyle were just like transporting drugs the whole time for who knows who. But I think they're still in jail to this day. It's like they got a crazy huge charge. And they were just like some 20-year-old girls who were just like, trying to live the IG,
model life.
model lifestyle. And they were just transporting drugs the
I
whole
wasn't
time.
doing that shit. But I definitely had a tequila bottle in my bag, probably.
From Papa. Papa, what are you doing? What do you mean you want me to hold this bottle?
No, cruises are fun though. When you're
Imagine
with your fam.
you have like a milk bottle and you like replace the milk with like tequila and you tell the kid, you're like, don't drink this. I'll give you milk when we get on the thing.
No.
I'll buy you milk when we get on the cruise. But all right, I think we've covered just about everything here.
Yeah,
We almost hit 2
so.
hours today as well.
I know.
But I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to every single person who has listened to this, to episode 95 of Tent Talks. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Shout out to everyone who's watching this live. We're not going to completely hop off live right now. We will end this stream, but I will restart a new stream within a minute or two so we can do the after show like we always do. Because the main reason of the after shows is we don't read the chat during the podcast so we can focus in on the conversations, but the after shows we can actually interact and talk to you guys and see what you guys thought about the show or the specific stuff we talked about. Maybe you could teach me how to say fire retardant. But either way, thank you guys so much. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. If you guys
Buy Tent Talks tea.
Yes, buy Tent Talks tea, tenttalksla.com. And then also to all the winners of the stream I did where it was a giveaway / raffle, all your shirts are going out tomorrow, guys. I'm sorry for the delay, but all the shirts are going out tomorrow.
Send them out.
Yes. All right. Thank you guys so much. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in a second to all the live viewers for the after show.